Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm trying to look and see here what I need to do for this poor little camera because I've never done this before. Just saying, I spent a long many years on Periscope, and that was wonderful, great fun. And then it was gone, and I kept saying I was going to come over here and get started, and I didn't, and then I didn't, and then I didn't again. So anyway, just a few minutes here. I want to give you a little bit of information about who I am and what I do and all the different things. My name is Marilyn Brown, also known as Paintbrush Brown. And on Periscope, I was Marilyn J. Brown 2. It was supposed to be 26. That's my number. I don't know. Don't ask me. Um, but on YouTube, no, not on YouTube, on Facebook, um, capture moments as they happen. They keep springing up these little things that they're telling me on this screen, and I'm going, what did that say? I don't know. I'm not even going to pay attention to it. Um, on Periscope, what was I going to tell you? I don't know. I lose my mind very, very easily. It's something that happens to me. Sorry. I'm old. Overlook it. Um, on Periscope, though, I painted with inks. And here we are going to learn how to paint with watercolors. I wanted to give you the opportunity to start from the ground floor, very beginning, everybody at the same time. You can watch the videos whenever you want to. This one is let's get started. And so that's exactly it. We are assuming that you have never watercolored since, maybe what, third, fourth grade in school. And who knows how long ago that might have been. So we're going to tell you everything you need to have, everything you need to know. Well, okay, most of the things you need to know. Some of it you just have to learn. Um, but everything you need to know to get started will be right here. If you have a question, be sure and ask, and we will just go through things little by little. First thing you got to know is what kind of paper do I need to buy? And that is a loaded question. Okay, I'm going to say, first of all, what kind of paper can you afford? All right, now I can remember way back, let's see, almost 50 years ago, not quite. I was a beginning painter, and I couldn't afford all the things that I wanted to paint. And so I painted on paper. And that was back in the day when we were all learning to paint in oils. And I don't know if you guys know, but oils on paper, it's not really a permanent kind of situation. The oils will eat a hole in that paper, not to mention it's icky and gets a weird halo around it, and it's just not ideal. But I wanted to learn to paint so badly that I would do whatever it took. And that's what I want you to do here. Do whatever it takes. If you if you don't have the money to get the good stuff, then get the adequate stuff. But I'm going to tell you, the cost difference, did that just move? It did. The world is weird. I'm just going to say the world is weird. Um, the cost difference between the okay stuff and the good stuff isn't a lot. All right. And I'm going to tell you how we're going to make this paper stretch as far as we can. Now, can you stretch paper? No, we're not stretching the paper. We're just going to make our projects go a long way. All right. At least, at the very minimum, purchase this paper. All right. I believe Amazon, see, and I wrote this all down and then I put it somewhere safe. I don't know where I put it. But I think Amazon has this one for like $10 or $12. Or you can get a bigger one, like 11 by 9 by 11. 11 by 12, 11 by 17. No, I don't know. Anyway, look it up on Amazon. But you can get this kind for like $10 on Amazon. This one here is more like, I don't know. I think it was like 15 maybe on Amazon. The brand is the same, but the yellow cover is 300 series. Can I get it to where you can even see that? 300 series. It's good paper. It's okay paper. It's good. This one they call best. I will say it's better. Okay. It will allow you to use your water more effectively than the yellow paper will. The yellow is a little bit pickier about it. Can you do it? Yes. This is Strathmore 140 pound cold press 300 series paper. And I painted on it for years and years until I learned the difference. And then I went to the difference. Okay. This one is Arches 140 pound cold pressed. That's how it's made. I can't even get it in frame here. 140 pound cold pressed 9 by 12, the same as this other one is, although I don't care what size it is. That won't matter. But this paper is totally different from these other two. I think this one costs like $22 to $25 for 12 sheets. 12 sheets. Nope, this one's 16 sheets. This one's 12. But that changes. It always changes. But this paper is made of cotton rag fibers. It has cotton in the paper. Now, what difference does that make? It makes a huge difference because you're going to be using water colors. Think about what cotton does with water. It just loves it. It loves water. This is a great paper. You will have the best results that I can offer you with this paper. Now, are there more expensive papers? Are there better papers? Are there other papers? There are always other papers. Always, always. There are handmade papers. There are papers from this company and that company and whatever company. And you can decide which one you like the best. But seriously, don't go less than this one. Now, some of you will say, oh, well, our Walmart has Canson paper and it's affordable and I can get it right at my local Walmart. Okay. Good luck with that one. I've bought it. I did. I have bought that paper. And in a pinch, I will use it. Grudgingly. It's not that it's bad. It's just it won't play well with the water. And considering that everything in watercolor is about water, it's got to be able to play well with the water. This one will do okay. It just won't take the abuse that a beginning painter is likely going to give it. All right. I'll just warn you ahead of time. It will go a long way and it will do a lot of things, but it will not take abuse. This one will take a little bit more abuse. Not much. And what I mean by abuse is how many times can you go back over? How many times can you add water to this area? Or, how many layers will it let you do before you leave it for 24 hours? And when you come back after that 24 hours, will it let you paint or glaze again? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Depends on how much water you use to begin with. This one, loves me. I love this paper. I love it. This is the kind I buy. But, you know, am I going to throw these in the trash because they're Strathmore? No, I am not. I'm going to use them, every single one of them. Okay, so that is the skinny on paper. The next thing we want to talk about is paint. You want to buy the best quality paint your pocketbook will allow. And what I mean by that is this. If it's a choice of all you can do is go to Walmart and get a watercolor set in the craft section, and that's the best you can do, then do it. It would be better for you to use that and start something than not start at all. Is that a good option for great painting? No, not really. Not because they're horrible, but because they don't offer you the great pigments in the paint. They don't always mix as well as you need to, and they're just not they're not set up to do the job. They're set up to play, okay? But if that's what you can afford, then do it. It would be better. Honestly, I'm going to say this is going to sound stupid, but it would be better for you to paint with mud than to not paint at all. Now, am I saying that you should paint with mud? No, I'm not suggesting that that's a great idea. I'm just saying that getting started is your most imperative thing. Now, there are different, how do I want to say, different kinds of palettes and different sets of paints. These little ones right here, let me make sure you can see it. These right here are Winsor Newton. Now, I am fairly sure, almost assuredly sure, that they are Winsor Newton Cotman. They don't say that, but I'm 99% sure that the price that I paid for them says that they are Winsor Newton Cotman, not Winsor Newton Professional. Professional is a whole different price category, and honestly, these work just fine for me. I use the Cotman colors. Winsor Newton Cotman watercolors. This is a travel set, and it came with a little card that said what all these were, and I don't remember what all these were. Sorry, I just don't remember them. But I did keep the chart that goes with this set. This set is the set that I use 99% of the time. And for some reason, I'm getting weird lines through my camera. Are you guys getting that too? I don't know what's causing that. I don't know. I can't say. It is annoying, but I don't know. Hello, Sharon O'Brien. I just now saw you right there. Welcome. Are you getting these lines too? I really don't know what they're from. I can't imagine. Ha! Too much light? I gotta paint in the dark? That ought to be fun. Oh well, we'll see. This set I also got from Amazon. I think it said it was a 48-piece set because you get some extras, like you get two of several of them. And I can't I can't remember if it came with a little brush or not. I don't really like that brush, so I didn't really care. But this little tray here comes off, so it makes the palette smaller, which I find to be handy because we are in a motorhome and So my space is very squished. I'm very limited in my space. And so I have to do the best I can with the space I have. So having this great big thing, I used to have a great big thing, but no, that's just not what I need. One of the things I want to say while I'm here is that you will notice on most painters' palettes, they've got paint mixing in the areas out here. You typically don't clean those off. Now, I cleaned my palette before I started videos because it was outrageously ugly. And I thought, who wants outrageously ugly? And I had this all cleaned up and nice. And then I painted something last night, and now it's not all pristine and nice. So, okay, whatever. But honestly, you don't want to clean it up. The reason why is if you make a color out here, like I made this green, and I was using from that green, I wanted to use it till it was gone. And I could still, there is enough paint here that I could do a light layer. I'm just going to move this color right there, picking up a little bit more. And you guys, I'm practically out of color here, but there's enough for the light layer. And that's all I really want on my first layer of color. I just want to say this turned green. I just want to say it's green. That's it. And it was just from little drops here that were left over. Now I've got a little bit of a mix up in here, and if I come in here, I can add a little bit more in there. But it's not going to let me go very far with that because I don't have enough paint there to go too far, but it's enough to go somewhere. So even just little bitty drops are good. These are Winsor Newton Cotman. I think this set, I saw it on YouTube. No, not. Why do I keep saying YouTube? Because that's where we are now. On Amazon, I believe it was less than $70. Maybe 75, but I don't think so. I think it was less than 70. I have seen it as much as 150, in which case, don't buy it. Hold off. Wait till a sale. Wait till the price goes down, because it will. It will go down. I can't tell you when or how, but, I don't know their plans. But anyway, that is the set that I use 90% of the time. Now, there also are these awesome colors called Daniel Smith. These are awesome paints. Now, around where I am, they don't have any selection whatsoever. On Amazon, they do carry quite a few colors. And if you can afford to buy them, grand. They do have a set that has a warm and a cool version of the primary colors, yellow, red, and blue. You have a warm yellow, a warm red, and a warm blue. And you could say, well, I thought they always said that blue was a cool color. Well, it is in relationship to red. But if you used this blue, let me show you. This could be a mistake, but we're going to do it anyway. I will show you right here. This blue, and I can't remember I should have gotten them out so I could tell you what color that actually is, but we'll see the difference anyway. This one is ultramarine. I can tell that right now by looking at it. And when you look at these, this is the warm blue, this is the cool blue. You can see the difference. This just looks like a nice summer sky. This one looks bright and beautiful. Maybe you might see it in the summer. Maybe, yeah. This one is warmer than this one. It has something else in it to warm it up. Now, what that is, I don't know. It's not a pure color, though. I can tell you that. All right. So, that being said, how would you get a green then if you were going to use these Daniel Smith colors? Well, you would mix it, of course. You're going to mix a little bit of yellow. Which blue do you want to use? That's up to you. If I used a warm yellow and a cool blue, what color would I get? Oh, well, that's interesting. I like that green. I do. And let's see what happens. If we paint some of that here. Picking up more water here. I did not pick up more color, just more water. Bringing that out here. And you notice wherever I pick up my brush, it's going to leave extra color. So mostly, I want to leave that down here. Going to turn that. And I'm not picking up anything. It's just whatever's left in my brush here. Coming around here. I don't want to lose my light. I want to keep that. I've got just water in my brush, nothing else. Moving that color there and just letting that sit there. I'm going to pick up just a little bit of that water that I put in there because, like I said, I want to keep that light right there. Pick up just a little bit more darkness right there. Now, as long as this is all wet, that color will just keep bleeding together, blending, bleeding. If it's where you want it to go, it's blending. If it's not where you want it to go, it's bleeding. The results are the same. I'm just going to tell you. So, just come in here and blend right there. And now, obviously, this isn't the same color I used here, but it's a leaf. It works. I don't like this line right here. All right, so we've got a pretty little leaf there. Started to say flower. I knew that was wrong. Don't have a flower. Right there. Okay, so that was fun. All right, so Daniel Smith colors are awesome. They are fantastic. If you can afford them, go for it. I think those 6 colors cost this about the same thing as this. Just saying. Just saying. Daniel Smith, I would say, are professional grade watercolors. Maybe that's not what they call them, but I would say they are. Okay, then I have these, which I'm going to tell you, honestly, I have not really used them all that much. I got them a long time ago, like a very long time ago, and I thought, oh, I want to learn how to do this. And then I was too intimidated to start. These are koi. I think you get them at Hobby Lobby. Koi watercolors. And they don't want to stay in my palette. Don't ask me why. I do not know that. But I don't get upset about it. I just go with it. Okay, be that way. And we don't get frustrated with too much of anything in here because it doesn't pay off in the long run, and it just makes things turn out worse than what you would have thought it should have. So frustration is not your friend. Okay, but these are very definitely brighter, incredibly different feeling watercolors. Now, this is the green that they give you. This green here is a blue green. This green is the yellow green here. And can you alter that? Yes, you can. You can add a little bit of something else and it will alter that color. Is it what you want it to be? I personally don't think so, but you know, let's add a little bit of red to it. And when I say a little bit, I'm talking about a tiny amount watered down, because a little will change it a lot. Okay, that's not terrible. Let's swatch it and see what it came out like. That's pretty good, actually. Wouldn't have thought that that would be what it would give me, considering how incredibly yellow-green it started out. But as we are learning here in our upcoming sessions, we will be learning how to mix colors. So I will be telling you as we go along how we do that. And so if this is the, you know, you can afford these and that this is what you choose, we will tell you how to make it work. These colors over here are, I believe, Winsor Newton colors that I got at Michael's. Maybe Michael's, probably 6 to 10 years ago. And I didn't really have a good place to put them because I didn't have this one at the time. And I think it's Cad Red Deep Hue, Hooker's Green Light, and Hooker's Green Dark. Now, those colors, I believe, are also in here. That's what this one, you can't even see it. I've got to get this figured out, I'll tell you that. This one is Cad Red, I think, Deep. I can't get it out. Cad Red Hue. Wait a minute, I've got my chart. I forgot. I do. Cad Red Deep Hue. Yes, that's what this one is. This one's alizarin crimson. Cad Red Deep Hue. This one is Cad Red Hue. So I've got both of those. But at the time that I was buying those, I didn't know what in the world I was doing. And I just bought them because I thought, well, they've got them. And I didn't have this set yet. So I thought, well, at least I would have them. And considering that painting cardinals was the thing I was focused on wanting to do, I needed a red. I didn't have all this other at that time. I had this. And when we moved and I was able to locate my stuff, I found this koi set in my stuff that I moved, and I thought, yay, I have colors, but they're colors I already have in this bigger set, and I like them, so that's what I use. But they're there. I've got them. I can use them or share them or whatever. Okay, so paint, buy what you can afford. Buy, seriously, I would encourage the Winsor Newton set. I do have people that are using other sets, like children's sets, and that's okay. You're just not going to get the same results. Okay, now we're going to talk about brushes. And you say, Marilyn, do I have to buy all those brushes? No, please don't. I'm going to save you a lot of money right here and now. All right. When I was on Facebook and I started this same series there, I didn't have some of these brushes. And so I did say that my son got me these. It's a round set. He got me these for, I don't know, Mother's Day, birthday, Christmas, something in there. I can't remember what exactly. But he likes to encourage me to keep doing my art. He is an artistic young man as well. But he hasn't had time to really focus on. So actually, I'm here on YouTube because he said, Mom, I want you to teach watercolor classes that, like, I should have paid attention a long time ago, but I was too young and I didn't know to pay attention. But I want you to teach them in a place that will keep them so that when I'm ready, they'll be there, whether you're here or whether you're not. And let me tell you, I've been close to not being here enough times that I thought I better get a move on. So I did mention in the Facebook posts that these brushes, there's Zen, Royal Langnickel, Zen, silver, I don't know, sort of silvery colored handles. They work. But I'm going to tell you, they see, I don't know if you can see. Let's see if I can get that in a place where you can see. Do you see how fuzzy that is? Let me show you from this direction. Well, it's not going to show it, but it's fuzzy. And it's not a bad brush. It just, they don't last very long. Okay. But if you're careful on watercolor paper, they will work. But then I got this set for Christmas, and they look bushy until you put the water in them. And this is a special set because this big portion of this round brush, where is the camera? It keeps, I don't know, it's never where I think it should be. Let me put something white behind it here so you can see it. There we go. You see the round brush, and then you see this really pointy tip. It is so that you can load this brush with watercolor and you can just scroll and scroll, or you can letter. You can letter with this brush. And I am not going to say that I am good at lettering with a paintbrush. I'm adequate. It works. I can do it. But it's about as inconsistent as my regular handwriting is. So there we are. But these are wonderful when you're wanting to paint vines because it will hold a lot of watercolor, water and color, and keep you working more than just a half a minute. This is the one that I always used for my liner work. And I got this from King Art. I think it's called King Art Company online. And I love these brushes. These are awesome brushes. They have all kinds of brushes, and you could probably get good watercolor brushes there. I just never have, so I can't say, oh, you need to get this kind or that kind, because I've never purchased them there, so I don't know. This is just a script liner. But this will help you when I figure most of you won't use that other kind because it's intimidating and you think that is way too much, too big, too everything. But this one will do a great job of putting in those tiny little details that you may want. But once I had used these that I got for Christmas, I found this set, and it's called, I'm going to say Fumui. I'm not going to say it at all. How about that? I'll just let you look at it. Fuumuui. However you say that. And I'm sorry for the company. I pronounced it horribly badly, but I am going to do you a good one and say these are probably the best brushes I have ever used. These are awesome brushes. This one's called Professional Series, and you get a whole set of things. Let's see, it doesn't tell me what I get. Oh well, it should have. It might have, but it didn't. But anyway, they're great brushes, and I don't even have them all out here. I've still got brushes I have not tried yet, because I'm going to tell you, mostly I paint little things because I'm a motorhome. I can't paint great big paintings. What would I do with them? So this brush is a little like overkill for me, except if I wanted to do a landscape, this is the brush I would want. I would also want this one because it's going to lay down water beautifully. So get a variety of things if you can. These, I think they were like 20, I'm going to say $25. It may be 23. I don't know. For the whole set. I don't know, which means that's an outlay. But these weren't. These were like, I don't know, $12 a set. What I would tell you that I would like for you not to do, which I hate the broadcasts that say 5 things you should not do. Why do I want to tell you what not to do? I want to tell you what not to do right now, because you can waste a lot of money thinking, well, I'll just pick up these brushes at Walmart. And I'm going to tell you, almost always it will be a mistake. I'm not going to say always. I will not say always because of these 2 brushes right here. These brushes have a turquoise handle to the green side. They're a greenish turquoise, as opposed to this one that is a bluish turquoise. Do you see the difference there? I think you can. These 2 have a wooden handle. This one is a plastic handle. This one, do not buy the plastic handled ones. They don't hold water. You're going to get halfway through a petal and you're going to be out of water and not be able to finish a beautiful job. I mean, you were going so great and then boom. Give yourself the advantage of a decent brush. Now, if this is all you can afford, okay, fine. Go to Walmart, get the ones that have the blue, green, I'm going to say blue, green handle as opposed to turquoise handle. Okay? Wooden handle, not plastic. Don't buy that one. That's a waste of money. But, and I don't know, these might cost somewhere between $6 and $8. I can't remember because I bought them a long time ago. But these are okay brushes. But if you want to ask, Mother's Day is coming, say, honey, I would really like to have this. maybe you'll end up with some really good brushes. These are fabulous brushes. Okay, so you do not need to own all these brushes. I would recommend that you have at least 2 brushes, and you need a flat one to lay down water. So like an 8, this is an 8 or 12, 8 or 12 flat brush will help you lay down water. A couple rounds would be really good. I use these two the most, and they are a 1 and a 4, and those are my most used for what I paint. Now, what you paint, you may do something completely different. I don't know. But these are fantastic brushes. So, you need brushes, you need paper, you need watercolor. You need a couple things to put water in. Now, does that have to be anything in particular? No, it doesn't. You can be a pickle jar. It can be a bowl. It can be a lot of things. It could be anything that'll hold water. But I purchased these little dudes at the Dollar Tree. This one, I hesitate to show you because it does have water in it. It's a collapsible water container. And when I do this, it's going to flip and it's going to get water all over me. And yeah, but it looks flat when you buy it. There you go. And I did not get all not nasty and mean. I didn't. Okay, that's what, and this cost $1.25. And this came from Dollar Tree also, and they're for children. So you put water up to the line here, and I've been painting with this one. You put water up to the line right there, no more than that. Actually, a little bit under it would not be a bad idea. And then if they knock it over, now I'm not going to say you won't get any water anywhere, but it it doesn't spill. Now, will it all spill out? Yes, it will if you don't have your lid on right, if you don't keep your container closed, if you turn it upside down, and believe me, I have this talent for things like that. I don't know. This morning I got up and I had a plan for this day, and it did not include totally rearranging everything in this room, but that's what happened because I elbow knocked my drink off the table, and it went everywhere. Oh my goodness. And I mentioned that we're in a motorhome. Everything is right here. It's all very tight in here. So everything got wet. It was crazy. Okay, you've never seen that kind of brush. And I had never either. The brand is that same Fuumuui, however you say that. Aha, very good, Rosebud. I know. Sometimes trying to figure things out takes a little minute. That's what I was terrified of even coming on here. So those are the things you need to get started. You need a couple different containers. And the reason why you use a couple different, you want one to wash your brush out in, and another one you want to keep that water clean, even though right here, right now, this one is not clean. You want it, because I washed when we were playing there, I washed it out in that one because it was easier than getting to the other one in this tight spot. But you want one for clean water and one for dirty water. Now, some people don't care. I care. I care a lot, because when I put water, let's get a bigger brush here because we've got a bigger leaf. When I put water on here, do you see? Can you see that? No, you can't. It's green, because that's what I was using, was green paint. And it's got just enough of a tint in it that it will color the paper. Now, this one's not a lot, but think about this. If I wanted then to do something in yellow, And I've already got a green tint down here. Sharon, you know me. My son got me a coffee mug that says, "This is not paint water." This is not paint water. I said, "You smart aleck." Because of course I have drunk paint water. I mean, who hasn't really, right? I mean, doesn't everybody do that? It just, you know, that's just that's one of the good things about not working in oils because that would be significantly bad. Plus, it'd be turpentine, not water. But I never did drink any of that. But seriously, it is something. Now, see, as I look at this as it's drying, see in this Strathmore paper, this is drying already. With the Arches paper, this would still be wet. But as this is drying, it still has a green tint to it. You can't see it there, but it does have it here. So, okay, we've discussed water containers, we've discussed paper, paint, and brushes. And then I'm going to go ahead and ask and answer the question, how then do I get my drawing onto my paper? And I will show you. All right, I'm going to use the way I do it. I will tell you an alternate way. Well, I say I'm going to do this. I said I was going to. Okay. I have a light board, a light pad, a light table. You can get, this is a Cricut one, which I'm going to tell you guys, back when I got this, probably like, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, these were hideously expensive. But you know what? Now they're not, because the diamond painting people also use light pads, and there are some they've got on Amazon for, you can get them for $12, $15, cheaper than 20. I'm just gonna say you could get one with all the bells and whistles for $20. So do you have to have this? No, you don't have to have it. Is it a good idea to have it? Yes, it is a good idea to have it, because let's just say I have my picture here that I drew, and I will give you a picture. I'll put it on Paintbrush Brown on Facebook each week, and you can just click on the picture and then save it to your photos on your phone. And if you have a printer, you can send it from there to the printer, and it will print it at an 8x10 size. It will print it big. But if you have all the little buttons and knobs and stuff, they don't have knobs, buttons that you push on your printer, you can resize that down to whatever you want. Or you can find find another picture that has leaves in it. I don't know. I don't have one sitting here, but there are all kinds of pictures out there that have leaves on them. Don't use copyrighted material. Please don't. It'll get you in trouble. Maybe not leaves necessarily, because leaves are pretty generic, but just saying, don't get in the habit of using copyrighted material. If all that is available to you, let's say that we wanted to paint a sea turtle. I just happen to have drawn one here. This is a reject, though, because in one of the wonderful, graceful moments that I had, I dumped my tea. I'm telling you, I do this a lot. It's bad. My coordination is off. It got tea all in here. So I could never sell this little dude. I don't really care, though, because I like him, and you know me, I paint sea turtles a lot. Now let's see, when we turn this light table on, are we going to be able to see that through there? I can see it. All right, I am going to use, I have here, I have a pencil. This is a B pencil, and a B, like B, HB, that kind of thing. A B pencil leaves plenty of graphite, but it's also easy to erase. And I can see through there to trace the drawing that I already made of my sea turtle. Now, I drew this, I don't know, several weeks ago. And then, like I said, I ruined it. And I've been doing considerable amount of research about sea turtles, and I'm learning a lot. Here in South Carolina, they do have sea turtles. I can hardly wait to go see them. He's got his tail right there. And here we've got his shell. There. There. Okay, and his eye, he has sort of a, and then there are markings on this, and I don't put the markings on because they bother me, and I would much rather that be a feature that is unique to each one, so I put that in after I get started. I don't do it at the drawing stage. Now, some would tell you you should. They can do that to theirs. I also don't put the markings in on the shell. And I will tell you, the shell markings go by what kind of sea turtle it is. And every single one has its own unique markings. But then, even within the kind of sea turtle that it is, they will have their own unique markings. And they're not all the same size. Now, I did read that these back markings, one kind of sea turtle, they're set up like a clock, but then I didn't really catch the whole flow of that particular conversation. It didn't look like a clock to me. I thought, well, maybe it was sundial. I don't know. I don't know, but it was interesting conversation anyway. But the light table allows you to see, and you guys, I'll tell you, this one wasn't really dark. I mean, that is a very light rendering here, and I could still see through it to do the one I just did. So, and also here, he's kind of not all there. Anyway, so there we are. So we've got sea turtles. If you do not have a light table and it's not something that you really feel like you want to go buy, where's the drawing you're copying? Where I'm copying here, I was just picking up something I had on my table. We're not going to do the sea turtle first. I will give you when we're ready yet, but I will put a picture on Paintbrush Brown on Facebook. Be sure and follow that. Paintbrush Brown on Facebook, and you just click it. It'll let you print it from there. And if you can't print it, maybe you can put it on your computer and then just trace it from you know, like it'll be backlit on the computer. Just trace it from there. Or they do have little things that you can buy that will allow you to trace from your phone. I don't know. They're okay, but I wasn't really in love with those. You can tape your original drawing to a window, put your watercolor paper over the top of it, and trace that way. As long as whatever it is you're using is backlit, there's a light coming from underneath that or through the window or like that, it'll work. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. You can use a picture frame and put a light underneath it, like a lamp. Set the lamp on the floor and put your picture frame on your lap. Just the glass. You don't want any backing on it, of course, that you wouldn't be able to see through it. And that'll allow you to trace that as well. So, if you have any trouble, don't hesitate to contact me and answer questions. Ask questions. I will answer, or I'll ask more. I don't know. It's hard to know. Okay, so am I missing anything that you need to get started? Can anybody think of anything that you have to have? You know what kind of paper you need to get. You know what paints you need to get, and you just need paints. That's basically it. The better the paint, the more successful you're likely to be. I did want to mention paints like this, they come in tubes, and you just squeeze out a little bit of paint in there, and these paints then re-wet. I hesitate to say on command, but basically they do. See, right there is the color. And pan watercolors, these are half pans, by the way. This set, half pan has to do with what size they are. Oh, sorry, I hit that. I knew I would. Sorry. They're little bitty plastic containers, and they're filled with watercolor. This one is this yellow right here. And these are called half pans. They do have full pans. I cannot think of a color that you would need a full pan. I cannot think of a color. As you can see, I haven't run out of anything here, and I've been painting diligently with this set now for 3 years. So I cannot imagine how you would go through so much color that you would need full pans. But if you want to, get them. That's your business. I'm not going to tell you can't. Just do what you can do. Seems like there was a group on Facebook. Somebody may know better than me. It was a Daniel Smith group, and you could get, like, for $100 when I was looking at it, it's probably $150 now. You get a series, whatever that series of colors are, and you can order, I want, number 1 or 2 or 3 or 12 or whatever, until you have all their colors, if that's what you think you need. I personally don't think you need that right now. Maybe when you're a professional, you might want it. Maybe you would never ever use it. I don't know. I like mixing my own colors. I like mixing my own because I get to know how this works, the personality and the composition of the colors. I love it. It's awesome, and it makes me happy. So, all right. But that's, I wanted to be sure and tell you that even though these are dry here, they can be re-wet very easily. I'm going to sneeze again. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I've been taking Zyrtec, but I don't know. Struggle is real. Some colors don't re-wet as easily as others. Some won't do it at all. I don't know how you know the difference. Some of them, some of them come in a tube. Arteza, I believe, is one brand that you put out wet and you use that wet. So you're going to do a dot of color. You're not going to use bunches and bunches because you'll waste it. But they've got one kind that they don't rejuvenate. I've had some that thinking, what is wrong with these watercolors? They don't want to come back alive. And they don't. I don't know why. They just don't. It's how they're made, what they've got in them. I don't know what that is. Okay, so I think I've covered it pretty well. Next week we will start, and I hesitate to say be on here because next week is horrendous. I'm going to tell you honestly. I know that there are doctor appointments. When you get old, that's what keeps your calendar full is doctor appointments. And there are 2 of us, so it's doctor's appointments times 2. But I know that Monday and Tuesday are taken. Wednesday's not exactly. However, they wanted to do my root canal next week. And I said, no, I didn't think I could handle having 3 doctor's appointments in the same week. I should have said yes because my mouth is so sore. It's awful. But I'm trying to paint and stay, happy and good and everything be nice and wonderful because of mental attitude. That's what I'm trying to go with. So before we leave here, I do want to ask you guys a question. I've got to share this with you because it's an interesting look at something. All right. We painted tulips on Facebook. All right, and I don't have this mounted yet, obviously. And I like this, although would that one be better? I don't know. To me, this is a lot of orange all in one place. It is a major amount of orange. However, wow, that would offer a definite pizzazz of color in the perfect place. I don't know. I can't figure out which one I should do. Go ordinary, it is nice, it is good, or do I pop your eyeballs out and go with this one? Don't know. Aha, your sister's favorite flower. They are beautiful. Jenna told me that she said tulips are supposed to be red, yellow, and pink. That's it. That's all. And she said because that's what they were when I was a kid. That's what they're supposed to be. So I just say okay, and you can do whatever you want to, whatever. And so that's what color hers are always going to be. Now they come in huge varieties of colors, and they've got beautiful ones that I don't know how they do it, but how they hybridize things, and they're going to, I don't know, they keep working with them genetically too, where they'll be like a light pink with a burgundy fringe, or, just beautiful things. And then they can be awesome. But this was a beginner picture that we painted. The only thing I would say is that to truly not blow anybody's mind, I might not put 3 tulips in there. I might have just done 1. But I knew all you guys could handle it. So there's that. Let's see if I can reach it without altering the world here. Nope, I can't. I can't reach it without altering the world. What did I do with it? Interesting. Well, I'll have to show you next time because evidently I have either lost it or I've altered the world already. There is a box in here that has something I am taking to the flea market with me when I go on Saturday. It's a God's Pocket that I created that has a daisy on the front, and then it's got little blossoms around it. Oh, it turned out so nice. And I painted it all, and then I trimmed it down to where it would fit perfectly exactly where I wanted it. And go for eyeball popping. Yeah, that was my my thought too. Plus, if it doesn't sell, it's okay because I know that eyeball popping orange is my sister's favorite color, and we could do something with that. So, you know, I can see that in her house. I really can. So I don't know. Um, but I can't show it to you because I've lost it. I don't know how I lost it. How do you lose things in such small places? It's beyond me. I don't know. But I have to find it because I need it to go to that show. Oh well, we'll see. All right. So I'm going to say make today a happy day. Only you can. Your choices matter. Get your supplies together and we will paint our first class next. I'm going to say Wednesday. If they won't always be Wednesday. I know that on Facebook they want consistency, but April, I'm lucky to get here. Okay. So um let's just say Wednesday evenings. We'll do Wednesday evenings. And absolutely, thank you for joining. I really appreciate you guys being here. It's very difficult to do your first of anything because it's nerve-wracking and you feel like you're talking to yourself. But do be sure and like. I don't know, somewhere they've got like. I know you're subscribed already. But do be sure and like because that's how supposedly people find you with that. I'm not exactly sure how else to tell them how to find me. I did put the link on Facebook as well. Share to whoever you know. Let people know that we're here and doing this because getting started at the beginning where everybody is starting together, there is a little bit more, what do I want to say? Freedom, a little bit more security. It's a little more confidence is derived from it because when you're walking in as a newbie into a class where everybody's been painting for a year or even 7 or 8 weeks, you feel like you're behind from the beginning. And you just don't need to feel that way. And I did want to say two things. One, there are no bad paintings. There are just learning steps. Okay? Everything we do here is a learning step. The paintings that we will do here, the purpose of them is for you to learn brush control, water control, watercolor control. How much water you have, how much paint you have in your brush, and how to use that brush to get your lines the way you want them, your paint where you want it to go. All that takes practice. I know I should call that dentist and see if I can get in next Wednesday. I should. I thought 3 appointments in 1 week. I mean, that's enough to break anybody's brain. But I don't want this toothache to break me, and it's close. I even had Dawn fix me a cup of coffee because I had some ice cream because it's soft, right? You don't have to chew it. Oh my goodness, that cold about killed me. I ate ice cream yesterday and it didn't kill me, but today it about did. So I don't know. So I drank the coffee, got it calmed down. So my toothache likes heat, not cold. So they said that part of the nerves exposed. So anyway, so every lesson that we have at the beginning in particular, it will be all about how to control those three things: the water, the watercolor, and the brush. And once you catch on to that, you can paint anything you want to. Now, while we're doing that, we're also going to be learning about value. And that doesn't mean, oh, this is worth $20 and this is worth $150. No, not like that. Value in painting speaks about how dark or light something is. And in saying that, most beginning painters will have medium in there just fine. They have trouble keeping their light in place, and they have trouble putting their dark in there. Several people last time showed me their tulips, and every single one of them needed more dark in their painting. They needed more dark. And as we go along, we will be discussing this, and I will say it again. I'm going to say it for the first time here. You need the dark to make the light show up. You need it. Okay? So you've heard it here. You're going to hear it. You're going to hear it and hear it and hear it, because you've got to put your dark in there and make it stay in there where it needs to go, so that your light will allow depth. It's that play that's going to make your images appear dimensional, even though we know they're not. It's an optical illusion. Okay? So, all right. So grab your supplies, get whatever you can afford. And seriously, if you have to go less on the paper, okay. The Strathmore yellow it's okay. Spend that money on your brushes. Then later you can add the better paper, okay? Because you'll run out sooner or later anyway. And I'll be showing you how we're going to do this to where you can maximize your painting paper as it is. These are small, like you could get 2 out of 1 page, and then have enough left over at the top for maybe bookmarks or little small things that you want to paint. Also, you guys know from times past that I have painted on die cuts. For years. I've just done it for years. And so taking a 2-inch circle, your 12-inch paper is going to go a long way, and you can have a lot of projects with just a little bit of paper. Also, you can do I believe I've got a gremlin in my room. No, I take it back. No gremlins. I found these because I spilled all that stuff. I found this. These are just ATC size cards. And I want to I don't want to write on them because that looks just really stupid. I don't know, maybe if my paint, or if I hadn't tried doing it with paintbrush, I probably would have been better off. But These are just little bitty paintings, and this was just a little experiment. Just paint your background. Don't have any preconceived ideas, and then go back and see what you can see. And it's a bird with no feet. I'm just saying, he doesn't have any feet. I don't know why he doesn't have any feet. I would have thought that he should have had some, but he does not have any. Evidently, when I drew him, I didn't think he needed any. So there we are. So there we are. So you can do 2.5 by 3.5 little pictures if that's what you want to do. I would encourage you, if you are a rank beginner, to work on at least, let's see how big these are. These are, I'm going to say 5 inches by 5 inches. They're 5 by 5s, I think. Or here, there's a ruler. I have a ruler. I own these things, you know. 6. They're 6 by 6 squares. In other words, it's going to be a 9 by 12 cut in half. And then that's going to, the 6, it's going to give me a 3-inch piece up here at the top, which I always use then as bookmarks to give away. That's the kind of thing I do. So anyway, do what you can do. If you want to do 5 by 7s, 5 by 7s, matte to 8 by 10s. This is an 8 by 10 matte, and 5 by 7 painting mats to 8 by 10. I would encourage you to have your mat when you're actually drawing your picture, because this one I did not, and I'm gonna need to chop something off to get a good presentation on the picture. I don't know, something is going to go off. You know, and I think that's probably my best option right there. But anyway, we do what we can do. So I'm going to say, make today a happy day. Only you can. Your choices matter. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for coming. Be sure and follow and like. I'm supposed to say that every time. My son told me I'm supposed to say that. Okay, so follow and like, and I'll see you hopefully next Wednesday, unless they do a root canal, in which case we'll make it after Wednesday. So, alrighty. And so we'll see then how I'm supposed to get out of here. Oh, there's a button up here that says end stream. So I'm going to push that now. Thank you guys for coming. We'll see you next time. Bye.